Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I know a lot of you have been, when I told about my September TBR, there were a lot of people who were super excited to know what I thought about Enchantee. So I thought I'll make a separate review video about it. So if you're interested, keep watching. So I picked up this book with not as high as an expectation because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't look at the plot. All I knew was that this had some kind of magical France in the 1700s. Yeah, so I was super excited, but at the same time, I just wanted to go in with an open mind. And I have a few thoughts. So first of all, this book beautifully captures France during the 1700s and the French aristocracy and even the low class. It was just amazing. I think the whole ambience and the whole setting that Gita Trelease has done in this book is beyond words and is soon worthy. So if you want to read a book on just France basically, or how the French lived during those times, and maybe want to know a little bit more about Marie Antoinette and things like that, then I would highly recommend this book because I think this is one of the few books that actually captures the whole French era. And I think that was brilliant. And brilliant is like an understatement. I almost felt like I was walking through the streets of France and I could experience everything firsthand. That's how good the setting was in this book. I also like the characters. So we follow Camille, who is like a small time, she does magic small time, not anything huge or anything in the starting. And she lives with her sister Sophia and also her brother Elaine. Now, they're like from the low caste society of France, and eventually, without me letting you know about what actually happens, she uses her magic to turn herself into like a really aristocratic person. And then there's a lot of things that happen once she does that. So I also liked the fact that the whole book was based on magic, and that was, as it is, the setting was brilliant, so the magic just made it even more interesting. So I think I really enjoyed that. Now Elaine is like he's not the best brother like he used to be. He has a gambling problem, he has a drinking problem, he keeps taking money from them which they have kept for rent and things like that. So he's like a problematic character in the first half of the book. So I think there was a lot of raw realism within the story, and I think that was beautifully depicted. And we also meet a lot of other important characters like Shandon, like I think Lazare. So there are so many other characters that you possibly might fall in love with when you read the book. So for these reasons, I highly recommend the book. Now, what I did not like about it was the book was so slow. It is super slow paced. If you're into really slow paces, then you might enjoy it. But I kind of lost my patience halfway through the book because we know in the first two chapters itself that Camille is poor, that she has a sister, her brother is not the best brother, and all the struggles she goes through to make ends meet. So, you kind of meet everybody in the first 2-3 chapters. You even meet Lazare in like the first, I think, 4 or 5 chapters. So you already know what you're getting yourself into. Now, you would expect that once you know what you're getting yourself into, that the story moves on. But that never happens. So the author spends at least half the book talking about Camille, her struggles, how she gets her money, how Elaine is really troublesome, how Sophia expects so much and Camille is not able to give her everything she wants, and how she tries to make ends meet. So it kind of felt really repetitive and monotonous, and after a point I just didn't want to know anymore. I just wanted to know what the plot of the book was because there was no plot for a really long time. Now yeah, given that the setting is brilliant and the characters are brilliant, it still doesn't like take you halfway through the book with nothing happening except them talking and portraying how much they're struggling, which I felt was like a big downside in the book. Finally the story picks up, maybe I think towards the last quarter of the book, and that's how long you'll have to wait if you want to know what's gonna happen. But even then, it's not like on your face twists and turns and things like that. It just like slowly picks up, and then something happens, and then it stops, and that's it. And that is what I didn't like as much about the book, because I really wanted more things to happen. Like, these characters were capable of so much more, but they were never given that justification. So I kind of felt like it was a big loss in that aspect. So yeah, I would recommend this book purely for the French era and the culture, to just to experience it, to walk through the French streets. I think all that was beautiful. But if you're actually more plot driven, you want things to happen, I'm not really sure this book is going to give you that. And I think there's a second part of this book that's coming later next year, if I'm not wrong, and that's again following Camille's adventures. I'm not really sure if I might end up reading it. If it's just about Paris again, I think I might, just to, you know, revisit Paris. So apart from that, I'm not entirely sure if I'd pick up the second book. But if you have read this book, if you have not read this book, or whatever, if you have thoughts on this book, if you have thoughts on this review, you have any other opinions, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and we can talk about it. So I hope you enjoyed this review and it gave you some idea whether you should read this book or not. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!